Hi and welcome to Let's Cafe. Today we're going to note down the top 10 best game reserves in Africa. Let's get straight into the video. Number 10, Murami Game Reserve in Botswana. The Murami Game Reserve is the only privated area of Botswana's magnificent Okavango Delta. It's one of the richest and most diverse of all Africa ecosystems. The Murami Game Reserve is a protected area in Botswana. It lies on the eastern side of the Okavango Delta. It was named after Chief Murami of the Botswana tribe. Murami was designated as a game reserve rather than a national park. The designation meant the Bushmen that lived there were allowed to stay in the reserve. The lush scenery ranges from grasslands and dense pine forests. The Murami Reserve is the first in Africa that local people established due to concerns for the dwindling wildlife. This makes the Murami Game Reserve in Botswana number 10 on the top 10 best game reserves in Africa. Number 9, Volcanoes National Park in Rwanda. The Volcanoes National Park is a national park located in the northwestern part of Rwanda. The park covers the rainforest and it encompasses 5 of the 8 volcanoes in the Virunga Mountains. The Volcano National Park is one of the few places in the world where you can still gaze into the eyes of mountain gorillas. In addition to mountain gorillas, the park is a sanctuary for spotted hyenas, gold monkeys, elephants, bushback, buffaloes, as well as more than 170 species of birds. Volcanoes National Park is one of Rwanda's top attractions. Travelers also visit the park to climb the volcanoes Karisimbi and Mount Busoke. The Volcanoes National Park lies about 2 hours drive from Rwanda's capital Kigali, making it number 9 on the top 10 best game reserves in Africa. Number 8, South Luangwa National Park in Zambia. South Luangwa National Park is home to some of Africa's densest populations of wildlife. It's a world-renowned wildlife haven, and it's simply known to locals as the South Park. The park supports large populations of thorny-crossed giraffes, herds of elephants, and Cape buffaloes. The park is one of the best-known national parks in Africa for walking safaris. The park is fenced and bordered to the west by a steep escarpment and to the east by Luangwa River. The emerald season, which is the rainy season from November to March, brings lush green growth, while in winter the landscape is covered by rich gold and brown. Game viewing is best in the drier months of April through October. This makes the South Luangwa National Park number 8 on the top 10 best game reserves in Africa. Number 7, Etosha National Park in Namibia. The Etosha National Park offers superb game viewing in a vast salt pan. Many beautiful birds have made their home in the park. Game viewing is best during the dry season from June through November, when animals gather at different waterholes to quench their thirsts. Many beautiful birds make their home in the park. When the pan fills with water, flamingos descend on the salt pan, creating a beautiful view. Etosha accommodates self-guided safaris with its excellent tourist infrastructure. This makes the Etosha National Park in Namibia number 7 on the top 10 best game reserves in Africa. Number 6, Galagadi Transfrontier Park in Southern Africa. The Galagadi Transfrontier Park in Southern Africa is one of the planet's largest wilderness areas. The park is a merger of Botswana's Gamesbok National Park and South Africa's Kalahari Gamesbok National Park. Did you know the park is the first national park in Africa to traverse borders? The landscapes in the park evoke a haunting beauty. The park has beautiful black-maned Kalahari lions, Gamesbok, mean cats, cheetahs, leopards, and hyenas, as well as many bird species. The park has scanty vegetation, making it easy to see and photograph wildlife. This makes the Galagadi Transfrontier Park in Southern Africa number 6 on the top 10 best game reserves in Africa. Number 5, Chobe National Park in Botswana. The Chobe National Park is located in northeastern Botswana. The park boasts the planet's highest concentration of elephants, as well as an enviable diversity of wildlife. The park is Botswana's first national park due to its biological diversity, and it ranks as Botswana's largest park. The park is noted for having a population of lions which prey on elephants, mostly calves or juveniles, but even sub-adults. The beautiful Chobe River runs along the park's northern border and the fertile waters of the Okavango Delta, far out to the south, attracting abundant wildlife. Botswana practices a low-density approach to tourism, limiting the number of visitors allowed in the park, which helps to preserve these unique ecosystems, making Chobe National Park number 5 on the top 10 game reserves in Africa. Number 4, Kruger National Park in South Africa. The Kruger National Park in South Africa is one of the best game reserves in the country, and it's the largest and oldest national park in South Africa. The park is part of the Kruger Two Canyons Biosphere, an area designated by UNESCO as an International Man and Biosphere Reserve. The park has 9 main gates allowing entrance to the different camps. The scenery ranges from dense forests to sweeping grasslands and fertile river systems. The park is also home to bushmen, cave paintings, and archaeological sites. This makes the Kruger National Park in South Africa number 4 on the top 10 best game reserves in Africa. Number 3, the Amboseli National Park in Kenya. The name Amboseli comes from a Maasai word meaning salty dust. The Amboseli National Park is crowned by Mount Kilimanjaro, Africa's highest peak, and it's one of the best places in Africa to view large herds of elephants up close. People who love nature can explore 5 different habitats ranging from the wetlands with sulfur springs, the savanna, woodlands, and the dried up bed of Lake Amboseli. The park is famous for its large herds of elephants. Elephants bathing in red dust against the dramatic backdrop of Mount Kilimanjaro is one of the greatest sights you can see. Visitors in the park can get a chance to visit a Maasai's village near the park. This makes the Amboseli National Park number 3 on the top 10 best game reserves in Africa. Number 2, Serengeti National Park in Tanzania. The Serengeti National Park is one of the best parks in Africa, and it's also the jewel of Tanzania. The park is famous and it's well known for its annual migration of over 1.5 million wildebeest, 250,000 zebras, and for its numerous crocodiles and honey badger. The Serengeti is the centerpiece of the Serengeti ecosystem. From December to July, the Great Migration takes place, where more than 1 million wildebeest, zebras, and Thompson's gazelles travel between the park and the Maasai Mara in Kenya, which is one of Africa's greatest spectacles. The famed Big Five also live within the park's borders, therefore giving visitors the chance to see various predators, especially during the dry season from June through October. This makes the Serengeti National Park in Tanzania number 2 on the top 10 best game reserves in Africa. Number 1, the Maasai Mara National Reserve in Kenya. The Maasai Mara National Reserve in Kenya is famous for the Great Migration from July through October. Thousands of wildebeest, Thompson's gazelles, and zebras travel between the Serengeti National Park and the Serengeti Plains. By the way, the park offers some of Africa's best wildlife viewing, and it protects the Big Five. The park is also known for its large numbers of predators such as lions, cheetahs, and leopards. The red-cloaked Maasai people who live in the park add a fascinating cultural component in the park. This makes the Maasai Mara National Reserve in Kenya number 1 on the top 10 best game reserves in Africa. Those were the top 10 best game reserves in Africa. Please like this video and leave us a comment as well. Thank you for viewing this video till the very end. See you on the next video, guys, and bye.